What's happening, folks? Welcome back to Celtic Fans TV. It is time for the live starting 11 prediction for tomorrow's big game at Ibrox against Rangers. It's obviously the first Glasgow derby of the season. These games are always highly anticipated, and I think this is maybe the most exciting game between the two teams for a good few years. I think the way that we are playing domestically just now and the way that Ange sets up means the game could be really open. I think both teams defensively have looked shaky at times. Rangers nowhere near the level they were at last season, particularly defensively, so I think there could definitely be goals in this game, but the excitement is definitely building for it. You know what it's like in the build up to these games. The night before, the nerves are always starting to kick in, so I can't wait for the game to start tomorrow. I'm intrigued to see how it goes tactically, and obviously we don't know how the Rangers starting lineup is going to look. We don't know who's out and who's going to make it for them, but I think it's an exciting prospect for us going there. That's not to say that I make us favourites for the game. It's going to be really, really tough for us. You think about where we've been in these fixtures for the last few years. Haven't beaten them since December 2019 in that League Cup final. 6 games against them without a victory. They have controlled these games for the last 18 months or so. So it is on us to go and really try and start to turn the tide again. And I think if we can go there and impose our style in the game for the word go tomorrow and start at the tempo we've been starting games at recently, with the exception of the other night in Alkmaar, then we can get a really good performance, hopefully, if we can build on that. A lot of talk about Rangers' form coming into this one as well. Obviously only played 3 games. They did get beat at Tannadice. They had that trip to Armenia the other night as well, which might have been taxing for them. It was really hot in terms of the conditions. It was a 0-0 draw for them. So hopefully that has some impact on them, both mentally and physically, and we can take advantage of that tomorrow. We'll get to the team. That's what we're here for. In goals, I don't think there's any doubt that it'll be Joe Hart. He made his first real high-profile error against Alkmaar on Thursday there. But having said that, he did go on in the game to make 2 or 3 really important saves for us. And in that second half, I think we defended as a unit much better. We did eradicate the really poor errors that we've seen in the first half. So Hart will be in goals. At right back, I think it's far too soon for Juranovic. He might be on the bench tomorrow. But I think Ralston has done enough in these early games to deserve and to merit a start tomorrow. The centre-back pairing, you would expect again, Welsh and Starfelt. Starfelt obviously has the big mistake with the own goal the other night. But again, I would say that in the second half he had some really good clearing headers. But there's no getting away from the fact that you're going to be nervous when he's on the ball tomorrow. It's going to be a hostile atmosphere at Ibrox. Absolutely no away fans at all. And you just hope that he can come through it and he doesn't have any howlers, because even though he's early in his time at Celtic, he's just looked shaky all the time. And this is one of these games tomorrow where mentally you have to be switched on, you have to be concentrated, and you can't make mistakes because they'll get punished. So hoping for a much better performance all round from him tomorrow. Left back is the big one, with Greg Taylor going off with that shoulder injury during the week. I think the manager did say yesterday that he might be alright, Greg Taylor, though. So it's going to be touch and go, but I just think because they tried to continue, I mean, it's only 3 days ago, by the time kickoff comes, it's only 3 days, and for him to clutch his shoulder and go down 3 times, I just don't think that'll be gone by tomorrow. So I think we might start the game with Adam Montgomery at left back. Now that is obviously a huge challenge for him coming in as a young player. I thought he'd done well the other night. This is obviously the acid test though as a Celtic player, going away to Ibrox. A lot of debutants, and we'll see as we go through how many debutants I think there'll be. Derby debutants, sorry. So big pressure as a young kid coming into a game like this, but I think he's got all the ability, and if he can put in the type of performance that he did on Thursday night, then I think he can get through the game absolutely fine. In the midfield, this is where there's big decisions to make for the manager. I think Callum McGregor will play from that deeper position, obviously in front of him. Recently, we've predominantly seen Vogic and Turnbull ahead of him. I think Vogic has played a lot of football recently We know that Vogic, in terms of his fitness and his conditioning, that's always been a sort of weaker part of his game. And I think the game on Thursday did pass him by at times. I expect this game tomorrow to at least start at a ferocious pace. So I think we need legs and we need energy in there. So I think Ryan Christie will play alongside David Turnbull. I think Christie's important for us. The engine, the ground that he covers, his performances have been much, much better this season as well. And who knows what his future holds. But I think tomorrow we have to start the game, as I say, at a high tempo, go and impose our style on Rangers for minute one, and I think Christie can be vital in that. And Vogic is there as an option off the bench if we need it, and if we need to introduce him into the game at a later point in the second half, because we have been starting these games really quickly domestically recently, but we do tend to get a dip around 65-70 minutes, and we can't really afford that tomorrow. So the options on the bench are going to have to be used by the manager if we do come to a lull in the game. Right hand side, Leo Abada, again, good the other night in spells. He done so well for the goal, a great run in behind and a perfect pick out for Kyogo in the middle. So again, you just want him to, I don't know who's going to be at left back. You'd think it'd be Barisic, because I think Bassey's one of these players that's out with the COVID isolation for Rangers. So he's got to be direct. Every time he gets the ball, he's got to drive at Barisic, get him going towards his own goal, and just be a nightmare to play against, because that's what he's looked like in most of these domestic games so far. A lot more to come from him, I think, but if we can get him involved early tomorrow, and as I say, get Rangers on the back foot, he could be a really big player for us tomorrow. On the left-hand side, that means I think Kyogo will play. Again, I think we can all see that he's more potent through the middle, but I just think the decision is either Edouard or Vogic. And Vogic, if he plays in midfield, Christie would go to the left, Kyogo can go through the middle, or Christie plays in midfield, Kyogo goes to the left, and Odsonne Edouard leads the line. That's what I think the manager will go with tomorrow. Could well be Odsonne Edouard's last game in a Celtic jersey. Links with Ruben Kazan, talking €18 million bid from them. I think Bordeaux are interested and willing to match that bid as well. So there could be a lot of things to unfold before the transfer window shuts during the week. And Edouard, in these games, we have seen good performances from him over his time at Celtic. 7 goals in 13 games against Rangers. And if it is to be his last game, what better way would there be to sort of sign off your Celtic career by scoring the winning goal at Ibrox? That's the team that I think the manager's going to go with tomorrow. Like this video, comment with your own thoughts below. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Tomorrow we'll be back with the post-match pint from Malone's Bar. We'll be watching the game in there as well. And wherever you're watching the game tomorrow, try and enjoy it. I hope we can go there and get a really good result. Nothing's going to be decided at this stage of the season, but it'd be really good if we could go there and lay down a marker after the struggles that we've had in this fixture recently. So that's it for tonight. We'll see you tomorrow, and as I say, enjoy the game. On the hoops.